Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
LA Leakers.
We getting to it tonight.
Just Incredible Sour Milk. Special guest, by the way.
That boy Belly.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
A lot of MCs run from the mic. Oh, Belly came to town and ran right to it.
Yeah.
Fresh in off tour.
Yeah.
Historic moment tonight on the Liftoff show.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
they flashing.
Belly, let's get to it.
They flashing.
Yeah. See, I love hard, but I'm hard to love, though. Yeah. Look. Look. Couple immigrants with guns in their Deodoras. Catch a body, just a product of the diaspora.
Yeah.
Too blind to see the horror, too numb to feel the aura. I need a love like Stephen Laura, Robin Rita. Hold up.
Okay.
Violate and they might kill you for it. You don't want that kind of smoke, I feel like Philip Morris.
Okay.
My spirit is torn, I hear it and still ignore it. I'm popping orange pills in the hills with Lauren. Warning, I don't need to get my palm red to know I'm about to smack rappers until my palm red. Baguettes in my Rolex, homie, that's long bread. I think they got me on the wrong meds. That's when we all said we were dying just to make a living until we came back and made a killing. But that's all connected. Hero villain, it's all perspective. Trigger happy police killings, they so selective. When your skin of origin begins to be your death wish, and they get out by morning in time to eat their breakfast. Locked up, you call collect, come home, you call collections. Ironically, this shit is called corrections. I stand corrected. It's all deception like your false elections. Feeling lost like I missed directions. Must be the misdirection. See, I can send this in a text, you wouldn't get the message. You probably wouldn't have said shit until I interjected.
Okay.
I'm popping X's to forget my exes.
Yeah.
Mo Molly for the melancholy.
Let's go.
4 beans at the same time like edamame.
Okay.
I'm never sorry. I'm writing my forever story. My pops never called me. The last time that we spoke, he said, tell the federales they won't never find me. I used to dream of Maybachs and never roll shoddy. These memories send chills through my whole body. Parents bugging, beefing with my evil cousins. Left home without a piece of luggage. I had visions of the Reaper coming. These are the repercussions. No sheets or covers. It ain't like I leave asleep or nothing. Tweaking, coming down, having deep discussions. She got so high and started speaking Russian. I'm peeking, fussing, let me waste another week for nothing. Fuck 12 like a baker's dozen. Bitch, I'ma make you love it.
Yo, what's good, chat? What's good? Keeping the streak going here, man. Keeping the streak going. Keeping consistent. Day 6, I think, of straight streaming every day. Woke up feeling like shit today, bro. This is like a testament to how bad, like, shitty food will make you feel shitty. Because lately I've been trying to eat mad clean. And last night I just went in on the snacks, bro. Like, I had pastries and cakes and chips and cookies and ice cream and, like, just went to the store and loaded down on just all garbage. And literally woke up today with, like, it's like almost like a hangover. It's almost like I feel hungover, like a headache, like from all the sugar. Shit's crazy. It looks like I only got my members only on. Let me see something here. I think I only got members only on. Let me see this. Do I have members only on, or what's going on here? For some reason, the chat is not going into my OBS. Mad weird. One second, chat. Just bear with me. Yo, we're talking about this J. Cole interview today, all right? Because J. Cole, like, we saw some clips. We saw a couple key clips from Talking with Flea, the Cameron podcast, right? But now we got the full version of it. I'm just trying to figure this out. I think I don't have it on. Okay, we're good. All right, well, let's not waste no time, man. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into Cameron J. Cole interview. I haven't watched it yet. I did see a couple new clips bouncing around, but we'll watch it together because the couple clips that I did see seemed to reveal a lot.
Right. The talk with Flea. Now, look, I got a real special guest today. An introduction is, I would have to have a scroll, an old school scroll for an introduction of my guest today. And I know a lot of people thought that this interview probably wouldn't happen, or we wouldn't be speaking, or we wouldn't even be in the same room. But today, I have a good friend of mine who stopped by to talk with Flea, my man, J. Cole. What's good, bro?
Ooh, what's up, bro?
Yo,
how you feeling, man?
Thank you so much for coming, man. Thank you so much for coming. So let's just get the elephant out the room. So, right, because your fans is on me. they on my ass.
Your fans probably on me.
They on my ass, right? So, a couple months ago, I put a lawsuit out. I never talked about it, never said anything about it. And the reason I did it is because I just felt like, damn, when he called me to do something, he kept kind of brushing me off when I asked for a favor.
And I will watch the whole thing. Now I'm actually starting to see some of my chats come into my OBS too. It's weird. There wasn't many coming in. It felt like there was no one here.
And then I kind of scrolled down and looked at when the first time I asked you to do something, the shit said 2022. And I was like, hold up, man. So yeah, it gave me a time to do something, time to do something. And then we actually talked, and I appreciated our conversation because you was like, yo, if you feel a way, just say something. But this is my process, Cam, that when I write a rhyme, I'm trying to have the best rhyme I'm doing. When I do an interview, it's because I have something to promote.
Right.
So I was just basically going off what you told me.
Right.
And I'm like, this is kind of a long time from what you told me.
Fact.
So let me ask you this.
And that's exactly like what we talked about when this whole thing was going on. We were talking about this on stream, how like we kind of know that Cole goes, it's not just like when he does a feature, he's just going to do it in 20 minutes. Like he's literally trying to, like he went on that big feature run for a reason, right? Clearly he puts a lot into his features. He recognizes it, you know, that part of his catalog as being important for his overall legacy, right? So, yeah, his process is different than a lot of other rappers, but I guarantee when you do get your feature back from J. Cole, you're probably pretty happy. I know Benny the Butcher was probably happy.
When you first seen the lawsuit, because I never talked about it. Never talked about it.
Right.
What was your emotion when you see it?
Yo, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like hurt, almost disappointed, like, cause I got so much respect for you, you know what I mean? And I look at you like I.
You say, hey homie, I could share your stream in the Kick community to help you hit 1,000 followers, 800 viewers, and earn 1,500 per stream. Add me on Discord. Yeah, I could do that. Like I'm not monetized on Kick yet. That's something I'm kind of working towards. But yeah, I'm down to talk to you because I'm new to Kick.
Know you are as a stand-up person, you know what I mean? And so in my mind, I'm just like, nah.
Oh, it's a bot? Okay, thanks for letting me know that. It's probably a scam, right? Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Nah, Cam, not you. Like, because even when you said like I was brushing you off, it's like you got to clarify for them. What was happening was Cam did two things for me, and he did them bitches quick. Mm-hmm. When I wanted you on the 95 South intro, what you need? Boom, boom, I got you. I fuck with you.
Right.
I don't even fuck with a lot of niggas. I fuck with you, boom, boom, man, I appreciate that shit.
Right.
Then when in the studio, when we did I'm Ready, we remade I'm Ready. I'm like, yo, we got to get Cam on this. This shit'll be legendary.
Right.
When I hit you for that, nigga came through damn near immediately. Like, we just happened to be in New York same time.
Right.
Verse in 15 minutes, you did not tell a lie when you said that. Nigga knocked the verse out. Right. I just went to the bathroom damn near, you know what I mean? Right. I walked in the other studio, hollered at niggas. My engineer came in like, yo.
There.
You said what?
Corday was there.
Corday was he was there that day?
You say talk to Ack about Kick? Yeah, I actually talked with Grand last night, which is Ack's like right-hand man. And he was telling me a few things about Kick last night. So I'm really excited to grow to Kick. I'm really excited to move a lot of the traffic from YouTube over to there. Just based off the fact that we could play music, right? I think that's all we do. Like, we do that every time on the channel anyway. Like, I guarantee this stream right here will probably end in me playing a bunch of copyrighted music because we love music, right?
Yeah, he was there that day.
That's right.
Shout out to Corday too.
Yes, shout out to Corday. So so you did that shit quick as fuck. So mind you, as soon as you do the verse, in my mind I'm like, I say, Cam, yo, let me get your lawyer info. Let me get your manager info.
Real quick to tap in, when I did my verse so quick, it's like, you know, because I've been in the game a little longer than you, but it seemed like you was verifying, like you listened to it, not saying you fuck with it, but you was like, nah, I ain't do this quick. It's almost like you study my shit. That's why I'm saying I understand where you come from being a lyricist. I remember you sitting there like, nah, this shit is all right.
You know why? Because I'm listening. When I go back and I listen, and it's almost.
I wasn't too torn up about that Cam feature, honestly. I don't know what you guys think, but I wasn't like, it's definitely not my favorite from Cam, and I can almost tell that he did it in 20 minutes. I think Cole was just being nice, honestly. I'm not saying it's trash, but Cam could have gave a better verse than that, for sure.
It's a weird place for me because it's like, yo, you Cam.
Right.
So but I still, when I'm listening.
It's your project, though.
There you go.
It's
so I'm
project.
listening almost afraid, like,
you don't want to tell me.
I don't want to have to tell Cam, like, yo, Cam, did you reapproach?
Right,
so if I'm listening like that, it's really
but I would
because
respect that.
Then I'm hearing, I'm like, nah, this nigga went crazy. Like, that's, you smoked it.
No, I appreciate it.
You know, when you was leaving, you so cool, nigga smoking a black and mild on the couch. You know what I mean? Nigga knock his verse out. And then when you leave and I say, yo, Cam, like, let me get your lawyer info, you know what I mean? Or whoever, so I can get you paid. I'm on that early. Mind you, we did this song a long time ago.
Right.
You like, nah, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, nah, Cam, not like, please. Like, you know what I mean? You like,
absolutely.
Nah, trust me.
This is
don't
true.
worry about it. So in my mind, my not for you, but in general, my spidey senses will normally go up.
Right.
Because in my mind, I'm like, I don't want nobody thinking I owe them a favor. But I'm like, it's Cam. Like one.
Do you guys care as much about this whole lawsuit thing? Or do you want to jump to the juicy parts? Like, I kind of find this a little bit boring. Like, I already knew in my head. I kind of figured what happened. Like, everything they're saying right now is not something that I wasn't expecting to hear, kind of thing, right? But we can keep playing it if you guys want.
I do Cam a favor anyways. I pay him and still do whatever the favor.
Like, the lawsuit, blah, 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 blah. I'm interested to see how they link back up, though. Like, how did that, like, the lawsuit happens. I'm just curious. Like, I understand how all that happened and why it happened. I just want to know, how did they patch it up?
Respectfully, like you've been telling me for a long time you was gonna do this. So like, if you can't make it happen in the next 2-3 weeks, like, yo, let's not even worry about it. And I was like, yo, I definitely can't do the next 2-3 weeks. And you was like, cool. So then this the other last part. I know it's a long story.
No. Take your time. I'm glad you're so in depth.
Yes.
Like I said, listen. J. Cole fans, I'm one of the J. Cole fans.
I appreciate it.
Cam, you're lying. Cole, don't do this.
Yeah.
And it's nothing personal. It's nothing. But this is just his process. So I'm glad you're being this detailed about it.
For sure.
For me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, no doubt.
Yeah.
So now, and mind you, even when you sent me that text, it's the crazy part. Even when you sent me that text, like, yo, don't even worry about it. In my mind, I know, oh, Cam fed up with me. But Cam don't know my plan is to still. You didn't know this, but Eve knew and everybody on my team knew. Like,
Panama Beauty goes boom, boom, boom was the moral of the story. Yeah, Cole always says that, right? And then we go boom, 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 and then we go. I should probably get that for the soundboard. Boom, boom, boom.
Cam, like he kind of done with me.
I'm gonna skip it. I'm just curious how they. I'm assuming Cole reached out to him and they talked it out, right? But I just want to see that part.
Me, but he don't know. As soon as my album drop, I'm still coming to see him first because I told him I'd come to his show. You know what I mean? Like, so that was still my plan.
Right.
So the last wild thing that happened to me, to answer your original question, which was how did I feel?
Right.
About a month before I'm not even gonna say this, around like August, September, or whatever the date was in the fall, I got a random text from you, and it was like some like DocuSign thing that you was telling somebody like yo, I think you sent the wrong one or something like that. I'm thinking somebody hacked your phone.
I remember.
I'm thinking somebody, because you know people be playing on phones and trying to hack.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, bro, you good? I hit you damn near back in at least 10, 15 minutes. Like, yo, you good? And then you was like, oh, no, my fault. Wrong text, like wrong person. I'm like, all right, hope you good.
Yeah,
and then you hit me like, yo, everything good. So in my mind, I'm like, you know, we still good, and I still got plans in my mind to hit you. So then a month later or 3 weeks later, when the lawsuit come out, I'm like, come on, Cam. And only because it was like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, you really could have hit me. Like, although it was taking a long time, I don't give a fuck if you would have called me and been like, yo, nigga, what the, like you could have screamed on me, we could have argued, boom, boom. I would have preferred that than the other way, because I was just like, damn, Cam, like.
I get both sides, though, because, like, you know, nothing should take a couple years, like especially if you're like kind of dang on the carrot, like no, soon, next time, like next month, 2 weeks from now. Yeah, people start to feel like they got to run around. It's like one of those things where I've been in Cole's position too before. I feel like a lot of us have, where it fucking sucks to owe something to someone. And like there's things going on in your life and it's not that you're avoiding it, it's just not the right time, right? So it's just a common situation that a lot of us have dealt with before.
It never got to that point where you couldn't like holler at me or whatever. So my first thing was disappointment. But then I was like, and my first thought was like, fuck it then. Like this nigga ain't even know I was still gonna come to his show.
Right.
Like my first gut reaction, like, damn, and it's like misinformation, you know what I mean? Like within the lawsuit itself, and you know, the internet running with it. People hit me like, yo, what's going on with the Cam shit? Boom, boom. So like my ego reaction is like, all right. Quietly, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga, boom, boom.
Right.
But quickly, I'm like, but nah, like, I get it though. Let me put myself in his shoes. Like, yo, the nigga.
J. Cole does definitely drag stuff out a little bit, flee on what he wanted from the lawsuit. I feel like they spent a lot of time on the lawsuit, but I guess a lot of people do want to. It is interesting, but it is a little bit dragged out. Like 20 minutes on the lawsuit seems like a bit much to me. Okay, so then he goes into like more of a standard interview. So talking about his first deal. For anyone that knows Cole, working with Hov and Rock Nation, J. Cole's love for basketball, the Honda. What else we got here? Cole and Diddy. We can do the Cole and Diddy part if you guys want. The Cole and Diddy part. Because, like, I know about all these things already. Like, I pretty much know everything about J. Cole's career at this point. There's not much I haven't heard from him, right? Let's see.
In New York.
Right.
Playing a song I just made in my room or at the studio with Mike Rooney in this car.
Right.
When So Far Gone dropped, this nigga E was trying to put me on.
Right.
I was damn near avoiding it. like
Everything happened in the car.
I remember I pulled over. I had to go piss.
Right.
I pulled over on the street in New York, just found me a little corner to go piss.
Yeah.
I came back. He had so
Earlier. And
but let me say this.
absolutely.
It did happen, but the stories be wrong.
Okay.
The narratives are
So I think this is the first time that Cole has actually spoken about this Cole and Diddy thing. I can't recall. Like, a lot of people around it have talked about it. I'm not sure if Cole's ever spoke on this before. And you guys know that they got in a bit of a scuffle, right? Years and years back. But I think this might be the first time where Cole is addressing it.
around it be wrong.
Right. The
You know what I mean?
remixes is crazy.
The remixes is crazy. Like how shit be happening.
Right.
But the remixes is crazy.
Right. Because, you know, people will say it happened, didn't happen. I tell niggas all that, like, when it come to history, not just rap, I'm like, by the time we leave, if somebody get punched in the face in this room, by the time you get to valet, it's 7 different stories on how they got punched in the face.
Facts.
He got punched in the face and his tooth fell out.
Facts.
Now his nose came off.
Facts.
Like, the remixes of stories, it just be crazy. So no story that's out there has been right, what you're saying. So
Yo, that's not just in hip hop. That's just life in general, bro. Like, that's just rumors and gossip in general. That's just how humans work. I feel like humans just love to, like, I've watched my friends do this. Like, they'll tell a story about us to like someone else that we've been in, and like every time they tell the story about us to someone else, they add something to it to like one up their story. Like, I bet you've all seen this before too, right?
just so people know.
Even Punch from TDE, shout out to Punch, that's my man. But
Right.
he gave a rendition where I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, you got a lot of it right, but you wasn't really right there.
Right.
So even what you saying, you either missing details or misrepresented some details. I know the story, and E was right there, but I know the full front to back. You know, I'm sitting.
So if you guys weren't aware, Punch from TDE did I think it was an interview with Math Hoffa like years ago. And I think he was the first to really break the Diddy J. Cole fight story like wide open, to the point where, yeah, Lines Tap is an ego thing for sure. That's what it is. But yeah, I think TDE Punch was the first to really talk about the fight in detail.
In the driver's seat, and now it's a memorable night for me. So it's like
Right.
I'm recalling that shit verbatim. But even somebody that was there that's giving it, it's like, nah, that's not the full.
I got you. So we was talking about how at the beginning of the show when I wanted to do the interview one of these times.
That was it? I thought they were actually going to go into it. Like, all he didn't talk about it at all. I don't really care. Like, the story probably seems to be pretty accurate to what Punch told, maybe. But maybe they cut something out here.
I tell niggas all that, like, when it come to history, not just rap, I'm like, by the time we...
Even sitting in the driver's seat, and now that's a memorable night for me. So it's like
Right.
I'm recalling that shit verbatim. But even somebody that was there that's giving it, it's like, nah, that's not the full.
I got you. So...
See, they cut it right there. He's probably like, Cam, I don't want to talk about this. Like, just leave this. There was probably something that, came in between that point where Cole doesn't want to talk about that, right? So maybe we'll never know the full story. You say he signed an NDA? Anything's possible, right? Anything's possible.
We was talking about how at the beginning of the show when I wanted to do the interview one of these times, and then this Kendrick thing comes up. So we have to put things on the back burner, which is fine. When you heard Kendrick make that song with Metro Boomin, and I remember years ago when y'all was first, I don't want to say first coming out, when y'all niggas was kind of...
You say Cole, Rod Jones says Cole looks mentally healthy. I think he is. I think a lot of people could or should aspire to be in a position where he's at, where he seems to be making choices for himself and not like, the people around him, right? He's taken a lot of risks, but he's done things for himself. So I find that admirable. That's really truly being comfortable with, in your own skin.
Established, and he did a freestyle years ago, and it was kind of like, he kind of was taking shots at everybody, not just you, period. And I remember you was like, yo, I don't know how to sit with this. And this was not this problem that happened. I'm talking about maybe 6, 7 years ago. And he was like, I'm supposed to take this. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to make it seem like it was competitive. When this latest...
It wasn't shots, too, when you really listen to that song. It was the control song you're talking about. It's like, you listen, it's not a shot. You know what I mean? But the world at that time, it felt like the energy of it felt like a shot. You know what I mean? But like when you really bust it down, like, oh, nah, it's nothing disrespectful in there. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying. There was...
He's right. Like, the Control didn't have any... It wasn't like a direct diss. It was just like a call-out, right? It was just him really staking his claim in the game more than anything and just upping the ante. But, it wasn't nothing worth anyone jumping out the window for and, like, destroying Kendrick, right?
Something before. Now you was gonna ask me how did I feel when
I'm about to ask you. Elaborate. I want you to be elaborate because I want to make sure I got it right. And if I don't got it right, check me to make sure not Cam. It didn't happen like that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So when the Metro Boomin track just came out, or not just now, been a couple years now. When you first heard it, how did you feel about it?
All right, 2 reactions. One, I got probably about an hour or 2 before somebody hit me and said it. The way they worded it was like, yo, Kendrick, boom, boom, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thrown off right there.
Right.
Automatically. I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
And then mentally I go to like, wait, I know we good. I just spoke, boom, boom. Like,
Right.
now I'm trying to think like, damn, did I do this? I'm not even hearing the song. I don't know what the fuck he gonna say. You know what I mean? Like. So I'm like, damn, did something happen? Did I do something? Did I say something? Boom, boom. Like, I'm confused almost. Like, not knowing what the song's gonna be, only knowing what somebody, you know how this shit go.
Yeah.
You send your shit to Spotify or something, and then somebody at Spotify listen to the shit early, then they send a message to somebody. Somehow somebody knew, and it got out, and then it made its way to me.
Gotcha.
So an hour or 2 before, mind you, I go to sleep. I sleep by motherfucking 10 o'clock most nights, 9:30 damn near. So now I'm like, oh shit, let me stay up and hear what this is. You know what I mean? So I listen to it, and I have 2 first reactions. My first reaction is, that shit is hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a hard-ass verse.
Shout out to, thanks for subscribing, Metal Gear Mista with the 20. Thank you. For some reason, I'm not seeing those things in my stream for whatever reason. But thanks for subscribing, man.
Undeniably. The beat crazy, the song is ill, and I'm like, he went crazy. That's my first reaction. Because I don't know what I'm listening for, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, that shit's tough.
Right.
My second reaction is, not now, nigga.
Right.
My second reaction is like it's no, nigga. This is inconvenient for me.
Gotcha.
And can I explain to you why?
Absolutely.
This is gonna be long-winded, but let me explain to you why.
Take your time. This is why we're here.
Right at that time, I had just got off tour with Drake. I had went on tour with Drake. We did that. And I had Might Delete Later in the Chamber, which was the project that you on as a mixtape.
Right.
And then I had the Fall Off finished. I probably had to tweak a couple mixes, boom, 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 but I had this album finished, the Fall Off, right?
Right.
So, but my Not Now, it was based off of that, but let me tell you something else. At that time, I had been working on the Fall Off, which was done. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? And by the way, that somebody leaked it. I know who leaked it and who said it, you know what I mean? But it's cool, he put it out there. It's like, yo, he was on 2 joints. Right. You know what I mean? On the album. You know what I mean? Like, and on my mind, I'm like,
meaning Kendrick.
yes.
Right.
Was on 2 joints.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to paint the full.
So Kendrick was really on 2 joints with J. Cole. Like they were gonna collab on 2 records together, man. Or they already had before any of this happened. Like, is that exactly what he said there? Because that's fucking crazy, bro.
I mean, and by the way, that somebody leaked it. I know who leaked it and who said it, you know what I mean? But it's cool, he put it out there. It's like, yo, he was on 2 joints.
Right.
You know what I mean? On the album. You know what I mean? Like, and
that was Maul that leaked that. You guys are right. Yeah, I remember now. It was Maul. So that really was true. So that's pretty fucked up when you think about it, because we know that Kendrick had the opportunity, something that he seemed to agree on at one point, to do a record with Drake. He was supposed to be on First Person Shooter. That doesn't pan out. And then Cole jumps on it instead. He was supposed to do that record with Drake, and then he had 2 records already done with Cole. And then whatever happens within that month or 4 to 6 weeks, he makes a decision to jump out the gate and diss them instead and get this whole thing kicked off. So whatever, this is something for Kendrick to answer probably. This is definitely a question for Kendrick, is what transpired in the amount of time that it took you to do those features with Cole, and then to also agree to work with Drake, and then do the Like That verse. Like, what happened in between to make you make that choice? That's something only he could answer. Is it like he realized, you know, I'm going to get a bigger moment? I'm going to get a bigger moment, like it's more advantageous for me to diss these dudes than work with these dudes? Because I kind of wonder, what do you guys think the game will be like if Kendrick didn't do Like That? And he did jump on First Person Shooter with Drake, and he did do those 2 features with Cole. What would hip hop look like in 2026? I don't think it would be as divisive as it is, right? But this is only something that he can answer. Only something that he could answer, because this was his choice. So whatever Drake did, I always felt like Like That was more directed at Drake anyway. Cole has caught a couple strays, but it's clear his target was Drake, not Cole, right? But whatever happened between Cole or Kendrick and Drake between that time is something it remains a mystery, right?
And on my mind, I'm like,
I do think the game will be a lot healthier, like even going into what Hove was talking about. And I'm not saying that battles don't belong in hip hop. I disagree, but I do think the game will be a lot healthier if the Like That verse never comes out and they decided to work together instead, right?
Kendrick.
yes,
Right.
was
Got
on 2
you.
joints.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to paint the full picture of my mind state.
Take your time.
So in my mind, I'm like, oh, nigga, I've been working so long on this. You a big part of it, which I'm grateful for, because it's like, nigga, that was a part of my vision for it. Like having both of these dudes as a part of this. As on my way out, I wanted to like celebrate, like, damn, I'm really grateful to have done it at the same time as these niggas.
Yes.
Because I genuinely felt like, yo, like this is it for me. You know what I mean? And at least at this level, I ain't working 8 years on the album no more.
Right.
But there's something I'm leaving out, which is when that shit happened, ultimately it became that whole situation. From me going on stage, apologizing, boom, boom, it ended up being, that whole situation ended up being the absolute biggest blessing for me.
Right.
And this is why. If you would have heard me talk about the fall off at that time for like months before, me and Eve like this, like creatively, like this is my man, and like if you would have heard me talk about the album at that time, it would have.
Yeah, I really realized how important Ibrahim is to Cole's success when I listened to that the Inevitable podcast that Cole put out. Like, Ebe is there with them. They're both doing it together. And Ebe, he's like, he remembers every single moment of J. Cole's career. He'd be like, what was that record? And he'll be like, it was this one. It was the unreleased one. You did it with this artist. We were in this studio. Like, he remembers. I think Ibrahim is like J. Cole's biggest fan. And it's kind of crazy because they met in college, right? In New York. But, you know, look at what it turned into. They're still together now, right? I think it's really dope. That would be actually a pretty good video to highlight, like, you know, what Ibrahim has done to help J. Cole get to the point that he's at.
Sounded something like this. Man, let's put this shit the fuck out, bro.
All right.
Let's get this shit out, nigga. Let's hurry the fuck up and put this shit the fuck out and be done with this shit. Like, we was over it because we was so exhausted from working on it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, while I was working on this album, I dropped For Your Eyes Only, KOD, the off season, and had Mike Delete Later in the chamber. I was tired and burnt the fuck out. And I used to like pray basically like, God, show me when it's time for me to really be done with this shit.
Right.
So I can know.
Right.
And so for 3 months straight, probably from like December, January, February, every time I sat down to write, I couldn't write shit. Like nothing was, I couldn't get past writer's block. I couldn't get past a line or two. Right. And I'm just like, damn. I was taking this as, I guess God is showing me, yo, you really done. I thought he was showing me I was done in the form of like, yo, I'm tapped out. I ain't got shit to say. Right? So on top of that,
you say, what's the dirt? Cole can sit down with Cam, who sued him, but he can't call Drake. I think he's tried to patch things up with Drake, though. I think this is more of a Drake thing. Like, it seems like to me that Cole kind of wants to be cool with Drake, right? It seems like he's probably tried, but Drake is probably not at the point yet with everything that's transpired to really have time for Cole right now, right? But I do think they will get there eventually.
How I would speak about the album and my energy was negative. It would be like, bro, like, let's get this. How I felt about this shit, which was hard as fuck, but how I felt about it was almost, it was negative. You know what I mean? It was like, man, let's put this shit the fuck out. I'm done. I'm exhausted. Clearly, I'm tapped out. I can't write shit, all right? But I got enough in the chamber where I know this is how I'm going out. And like, if I never write another rhyme or put out another album, it's cool because I did this. Right. So that's the energy that that's the energy I'm sitting in when this verse happens from him.
Got you.
So my thought goes, first of all, this verse is crazy. It's hard. Right. But it's also like, damn, nigga, this shit is inconvenient. Like, it's terrible timing. Got you. And on top of that, my next thought.
Yeah, but that was all part of Kendrick's strategy too, right? Like, he really thought this whole thing out. He knew exactly the position. And this is like, read The Art of War, right? Kendrick definitely read The Art of War. He knew exactly where his opponents were at, when it would be inconvenient. All that stuff was thought out, right? Before he did it. That's why with him, everything seemed to just flow. Like, it seemed like he had this mapped out in his head for quite some time. Now, I'm sure he added things in, like, as he was going, but I do believe he was plotting on Drake for a while and probably practicing for a while. Like, when he said that he has 5 more disses in the chamber, like, I do believe him. I believe that he does. I think that he really hates Drake. So I think he was waiting for this. But yeah, of course, he knew they were on tour, and he knows how taxing it is being on tour himself. So he dropped it right while they were on tour. It's pretty smart.
This is what led me to everything that came after that, which I'm grateful for. You know what I mean? I can't even say they're mistakes.
Right.
Because it's like, I really believe that, like, oh, that's how it had to happen for me. Like, God knew that, like, I would do this and boom, boom. But basically, my next thought was like, all right, fuck. What you gonna do? Because my phone is blowing up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, nigga. Like, please, press the button.
Yeah.
Like that's the energy from niggas that love me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, press the button, boom, boom. In reality, do I actually feel any sort of, when I listen to that verse that day, do I feel any sort of like, damn nigga, what you say?
Right.
Why you say there wasn't no disrespect in there? And at least for me, you know what I mean? That I didn't listen to that and be like, damn nigga said what?
Right.
Yeah, because he didn't call Cole out. The only line that you could really pertain to Cole is fuck the big three, it's just big me. And I almost look at that as it's pretty in line with what he did on Control. Like it's a little bit higher up than that, but it's pretty fucking light, right? Like I could see what Cole's talking about. He didn't walk away from that thinking, I gotta respond to this right away. I gotta tear his head off. No, it was just a little tiny shot.
Nigga said I was XYZ. You know what I mean? It was, my feeling was like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I know this shit that you've been working on for 8 years, plus this other shit that you did as a setup.
Yep.
Niggas ain't gonna never let you put that out until you address this, until you say something here.
Right.
So my mind becomes, it's silly to think of now, but it's like, it's where I was at the time.
Gotcha.
Probably because I was in a negative place when it came to this music shit. But my thought was like, what's the world gonna say? They not gonna let you come drop this shit you've been working on for 10 years without addressing that. Nah, nigga.
Jeremy Cole, you are right, though. The big three line is directly in response to Cole because Cole did first-person shooter, and now that we know the knowledge of the fact that Cole wasn't even supposed to be on it, it was Kendrick first that was supposed to be on that record. That's definitely a direct response to, Cole talking about the big three, talking about like it's kind of friendly competition, but I'm Muhammad Ali. And then that was Kendrick's rebuttal to it. You're right. Facts, Jeremy Cole.
We don't want to hear none of that shit. You ain't said shit to Buddy. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to hear none of that. So my mind then gets into, then the word fear comes.
Right.
The fear is, although nothing's in my heart, there's no malice in my heart, there's no even desire to like, oh, this nigga gave me a chance to come demolish him. What the fuck does that mean to me? I love this nigga. Like, what does that even look like? There was no urge or desire to take it to that level. But there was a fear of like, damn, if I don't do something, I'll never be able to put this album out that I've been working on for 8 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that led me to...
That's a fact too, Chad, because I remember, you know the way that the culture starts acting. Like everybody, the minute we heard like that, the whole time, like, Cole is on the clock, Drake is on the clock, they got to respond, when is it coming? And as much work as Cole has done on himself, it seems like, he starts thinking about his legacy and how he's being perceived by people in hip hop, right? So he decides to respond because of that, not because he wanted to. Not like you said, he didn't even take offense to it, but he got baited in by the public. I know how that feels. At a much smaller scale, but I do know how that feels.
All right, what I'm gonna do? Start jotting some shit. Boom, all this shit means like I'm not even writing anything good. I'm still not writing nothing good.
Right.
And then one night I was in a Bahamas, me and T Minus, a studio out there. I'm just like, yo, fuck it. That's why it's called 7-minute drill. Me and him do these things called 7-minute drills. When I got writer's block or something, I'll do my whole goal is like, yo, write a rhyme in 7 minutes.
Okay.
Don't give a fuck if it's good or not.
Good or not. Okay.
And I have him, the producer, just to get the room going and the energy going, I'll be able to make a beat in 7 minutes. You can't overthink it. You can't just make the beat in 7 minutes. Nigga, you ain't got time to be figuring out your sounds, just practice.
Yeah.
So he started the beat.
I should see if T Minus will jump on stream with me, man. Like I talk to him sometimes. I've talked to him quite a bit over the years, right? I definitely got access to communicating with him. He would be a dope person, but I just don't know if he would do it yet, and I just don't know if he would want to talk about this. But after stream, I'm gonna hit him up and see. That would be really cool to see if we get T Minus on the stream.
I like that. That's good practice.
It's how I kept myself all these years.
Right.
Sharp. Just giving myself little drills to go through to stay sharp. So on one of them nights, he started cooking up. And all right, you did your 7 minutes. Let me do my 7 minutes.
Right.
And the whole point of the 7 minutes is like, yo, you can't overthink it. Just let it come. Boom, boom. And that's when I start writing the song that became like 7 minute drill, which
that's actually based off a book. And I'm always trying to put you guys on the good books, but I'll show you one here that I got that's like based on this exact thing. One second. The book is called, it seems like Cole might have read it. It's called The Artist Way by Julia Cameron, right? And in this here, it gives you like these little, it's for anyone who's a musician or an artist or really anyone who's maybe pursuing something in life, but it gives you these tasks, like it's like a 12-week program. And it gets you to do things each day to make yourself improve. And the first thing it tells you to do is every day in the morning when you wake up, you say, no, bro, showing off his arms way too much. Now my chat, buddy looking swole. Thank you, bro. No, but with this, like the first thing it tells you to do in the morning is the minute you wake up, don't grab your phone. Like that's the first thing it tells you not to do. Don't go on your phone, right? You got a notepad right next to your bed, and the first thing you do in the morning, like when you wake up, is write 3 pages out every day. It's called morning pages, right? And it's kind of like when you're dreaming, you first wake up, anything that comes to your mind, write it down. And even if you can't think of something, just like there's been times where I would write down, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything for like full pages, right? But sometimes you'll be surprised when you first wake up in the morning, what comes to your mind. So that's kind of what he's talking about there with the 7 minute drill, where you just don't overthink it. Because once you start overthinking what you write, you start thinking like, oh, I need to write something that, what are people going to think about this? Like, oh, I need to write this to like cater to what this person might think or that person might think. And that's a terrible thing to do as an artist, right? I'm kind of going on a rant, but yeah, I'm kind of passionate about that sort of shit.
In my mind, as I'm writing it, what I had already kind of subscribed to myself is like, all right, this is what I do.
Right.
Like, this my nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm worried about what the world gonna say, which is embarrassing to say out loud, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like at that time, because I'm fearful that this thing that I worked on for so long will go
The name of the book is The Artist Way. Actually, you know what's crazy? The only reason my girl picked this up for me when I was in like a crazy creative slump, and it came from Doechii. Doechii actually, she attributes this book to like a lot of her success. It's a really good exercise for anyone who writes or paints or is creative in any way or maybe following some sort of business dream or goal. It's a good book.
Appreciate it if I don't.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, this is what I do.
Right.
Let me say just enough
Right.
to where it looked like I did some, looked like I said something. Everything I'm saying to him, I know.
So let me just bring that back just a couple seconds there, chat, because this is like an important part of the interview right here. He's addressing the whole diss that he put out. And this is the first time he's done it in this type of detail.
In my mind, as I'm writing it, what I had already kind of subscribed to myself is like, all right, this is what I do.
Right.
Like, this my nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm worried about what the world gonna say, which is embarrassing to say out loud, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like at that time, because I'm fearful that this thing that I worked on for so long will go unappreciated if I don't.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, this is what I do.
Right.
Let me say just enough
Right.
to where it looked like I look like I said something. Everything I'm saying to him, I know, and he know it's all survivable. You know what I mean? It's nothing I'm hitting him, not hitting no fatal blows, but it'll be just enough to be like, all right, nigga.
You said something.
You said, now you gonna come back. I know this is my.
I gotta disagree with him here, man. Like, this is not how battles work. It's just not how battles work, man. Like, it always starts off with something small, and then everything escalates. Like, you're always one-upping the next person. And, to him, for Cole, who's saying, like, oh, the shots weren't that bad. I mean, Kendrick is a musical artist. His discography, his body of work that's his legacy right there, right? That's where he puts all of his energy into these albums. And for Cole to say he shit on his discography, he said To Pimp a Butterfly was boring. He said his last shit was tragic. Those aren't like light blows those are personal shots, right? Those are personal shots. And how do you expect Kendrick to respond to that, right? He's going to one-up it. Like, that's why with these battles, it always seems to get to a point where it can't just be friendly. It can't. Eventually, you're going to say something that really hurts the other person, like talking about their discography, and then they're going to get personal. So I don't know if this is a cop-out for Cole. Like, I want to believe him, but if that was really his intention, he could have picked he could have picked different angles, bro. He could have picked different angles, right? I think it's kind of backpedaling. Like, you got to look at what he was saying, man. Let's see. 7-minute drill. Lyrics. Let me bring it up on Genius for you guys. Okay. Like, most of it is nothing. I do agree. Most of it is nothing. I think that was really the most. Okay, so he goes, he's still doing shows but fell off like The Simpsons. He's claiming that Kendrick fell off. So he's kind of going with some of the narratives that were being talked about with Kendrick. People were saying, yeah, right here, your first shit was classic. Your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put dudes to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I mean, do you expect Kendrick not to take this personal? And then, of course, the fans are going to go crazy with this, too. Especially with To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, that album is really... It's critically acclaimed as one of the best hip-hop albums ever. Like, is it my favorite album? No, but, he should know what he's doing when he's saying things like this, right? What else he talk about? He talks about, I got here off bars, not no controversy. Kind of alluding to how Kendrick seems to jump out and, he has these moments, right? Funny thing about it, bitch, I don't even want the prestige. Fuck the Grammys. If he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing them. Like, that's personal, man. I don't care what anyone says. If he wasn't dissing, we wouldn't be discussing them. Like, I don't know how you expect Kendrick to respond to that. Really. And if we're being honest, Kendrick's discography is stronger than Cole's. Honestly, it is. It is. It really is. So it wasn't the best angle in the first place. But maybe he was. Like, I do believe him that he just fired this out in 7 minutes and it was whatever came to his head. But if that's the case, if like these are the first things that came to his head in 7 minutes when he thought about Kendrick, that just means that subconsciously he feels this way about Kendrick. If he wrote this out with no thought whatsoever, okay, I'm going to do it, whatever comes to mind, and he's saying all this shit, that tells me that, yeah, subconsciously he probably felt this way about Kendrick for a bit. I'm just keeping it a buck. What else did he talk about? He didn't go too crazy on him or nothing, but, That's just not how battles work.
Man, he gonna come back, he gonna say something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Probably give me a line or two or give me a whatever,
Right.
and I'm gonna be like, you got that, cool. Now let's get to this album and really fuck him up, you know what I mean? In my mind, right? Like, but mind you, it's a decision made out of like non-clarity.
Right.
But through that non-clarity, it seemed like my best option, right?
Right.
Boom, we put out Might Delete Later 2 days before Dreamville Fest, and that song is last, right? We just throw it on there, boom, boom. The second it comes out, and I'm seeing the right away what I did.
Right.
Instantly, what I did was like, oh, you instantly divided off rip. You created a dividing line
Right.
where you forcing the world
To pick a side.
to pick a side and to, if they fuck with you, they gotta.
Bro, I know how this feels too, just like putting out content and stuff. Because there's been times where I'm like, oh, this is like a great video, put it out. And then it's like, oh man, like you get a completely different response, right? And you're like, oh, fuck, I didn't realize I said that. Or like you didn't really think about the kickback you might get for some of the things you say. It's poor impulsive nature of people, right? It's a bad personality trait.
Slander him.
Right.
And they taking some of the shit you said, thinking it's survivable and thinking it's just some light shit, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
They taking what you said and they giving it gas and they giving it light. And then my thought becomes, oh, fuck. I done fucked up. I done misrepresented myself.
Right.
I done
Wasn't your intention.
That wasn't my intention.
Right.
My intention was some bullshit, honestly.
Right.
My intention was fraudulent to begin with. You pretending. It's like a nigga pull his gun out and like, this is my analogy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, nigga pull his gun out and just shoot a nigga toe or something.
Right.
It's like,
At least he's being self-aware, right? Because he's talking about, you know, he's realizing what he did, right? He's outlining exactly, this is the most nuance we've had about 7 Minute Drill and why he did what he did. I think after this interview, there shouldn't really be too much people wondering about why he apologized, because I think he's really spelling it out at this point.
I shot him, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
my intention, you only did it because you was worried about how everybody looked around you, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So my intention was some bullshit.
Right.
So with your intention being some bullshit, then me seeing the result of like, oh my God, look what I'm giving life to. And then on top of that, oh God, do this nigga, because this music shit is weird and this internet is weird.
Right.
You know, I love these niggas, I really do.
Yep.
But like, bro, I'm not with y'all like this.
Right.
I'm not with y'all every day.
Right.
Y'all not with me every day.
Facts.
If enough headlines go around or enough chatter happens, you might start feeling like I really feel like that. And we not.
Chat, I need to know, are these interviews hurting J. Cole more than they're helping? Do you think there's, like, in some ways this makes them look worse? I really need to know what you guys think. If you think this is doing them any favors.
We not, I mean, guess what? When we was locked in, nigga, I might talk to these niggas once a year.
Right.
Might be 2 years that go by where we just check in. There's no ill will. It's just like, yo, your life,
like
my
that.
life.
Right.
So imagine in the space, I'm like, oh, damn, do this nigga really think that I feel like this about it? Like, oh, and even how I'm telling you, it was way heavier. It was like, oh, no.
Right.
Like sinking my chair, like, nah.
Right.
But at the same time, you done did it already.
Right.
Like, I've already done it. I've already like jumped into it.
Right.
So now I'm like, fuck, I got Dreamville Fest coming up. Oh my God, like I gotta go on the stage. These niggas think I'm representing this. Boom,
Right.
boom.
Right.
So you know, I know I'm going further than your original question, but I feel like I might as well.
Let it,
Yeah, all right, cool.
Because
So
people want to know this shit.
Word up.
Because I have more.
How long was it in between? How long was it in between the 7 Minute Drill? He dropped that on April 5th. And then what was the date that he apologized? April 5th to April 7th. Okay, it was only 2 days after. It was literally 2 days after. I'm wondering what sort of convos he was having with Drake in between that time. Because I'm sure they talked. Like, yo, I'm getting my shit off. Yeah, I'm writing something right away here, you know? Like, I feel like they probably did talk in between that time. And then all of a sudden, the apology 2 days later. That's kind of it's kind of crazy from Drake's perspective, right?
More questions that I was going to ask you about it, but you're answering them
All right.
anyway.
All right,
so
cool,
you know what I'm saying?
cool. So fast forward. Now, if you would have seen me that weekend even, like my wife, she was peeping it all weekend. You know what I mean? It's only if you know me intimately would you see it, but it's like she could just see I was fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I felt like I had made like a big mistake.
Right.
And the main mistake was like, damn, you really love this dude. Like you really have, I'm a fan,
right,
a friend. It's not just him, it's Drake too. It's like, yo, I really fuck with these niggas. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, oh shit. And then also it's a bit of pride because it's like, damn, they want to hit the nigga and be like, hey, bro, you think I was serious? Boom, boom.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm in my head. It's like, you know what I mean? So anyways.
He seems terrified. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if he's thinking like, oh, should I hit him up and be like, yo, I was just kidding, bro. Like, it kind of seems like he was fearing the clapback a little bit, or like he didn't want to get completely entrenched in it. Like, it's almost like he didn't want to just wait for Kendrick to say something and then have to take it even further. So he tried to neutralize the situation, right? I do believe him when he says that, you know, he's got love for Kendrick and Drake. I think he's being honest about pretty much everything he's saying. But at the end of the day, this is all because of his own actions, right? So it is what it is.
The show is I'm about 2 hours from going on stage or an hour from going on stage. And I'm like, damn, are you really about to walk on the stage? And everything about it feels untrue. You about to go on the stage and just represent this energy. And a thought comes to me. And I really feel like this was God. Because I could tell because of how it like lifted me and how it took like the weight off me. It was like, oh, yo, you misrepresented yourself on a big stage, right? On a big platform, on an album. You know what I mean? And played into it. And you said something that you didn't really believe in. You know what I mean? About somebody else, boom, boom, boom. You got the opportunity to go tell how you actually feel and speak the truth on a big stage, maybe a bigger stage at that point.
Honestly, I think the only thing that could really redeem it for Cole, like, and probably for some people, it'll never be redeemable. For me, I've looking past the apology. I get why he did it. I respect why he did it, right? I've said that a million times, but Cole almost got to get into with someone that he doesn't like and like really show that he can't be lethal, like he can't battle. It's just, and I think if that actually happened, if he really did rip the head off someone he doesn't like, because enough people have been throwing shots at him since his apology, right? I even saw Joey Badass say some shit on Twitter like 2 days ago or a day ago, right? So do you guys think if J. Cole got into it with someone and really was crazy lethal and like really proved that he could do this, he's got it in him, that people could look back and say, okay, you know, it makes sense. Kendrick was his man's, but look at what he did, right? What do you guys think?
Because niggas is tuned in around the world, you know what I mean? It's a live stream. So I'm like, and that's when the apology came in my mind an hour before.
Right.
I told my wife, she the only one I told. I ain't tell my homeboys, thank God, because they probably would have, you know what I mean?
They would have been upset.
Wildin'.
Yeah.
Told my wife, she started crying. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause she seen one, how it was affecting me. And two, she just, I don't know, it was like a pride that she had. And she know how I feel about him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like she talked to his wife. They got a little relationship. You know what I mean? So it's like she don't even know the rap world. She know the real version of me.
Right.
She started crying. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm excited to do this now.
Right.
I'm going out there with a different energy.
Right.
I'm going out there. I can't wait to get to that moment.
Right.
Because it's really me.
Right.
And I really get to represent my.
So I you know, a lot of people were kind of clowning Cole because he said his girl cried or whatever. And it's like, bro, that's a great relationship to have, if we're being honest. That's like, you know, everyone kind of aspires to have a connection with someone like that. And it's not like she's crying because she doesn't want him to battle Kendrick. I think she's crying because because Cole got to the point, like she watched him. He's literally making this huge decision for himself instead of the entire world, right? And she's probably crying tears of happiness for him, right? Because it's a big choice, like, right? We're still talking about it now. dudes that be talking about his wife cried. It's just like, yeah, bro, like she cried. Okay.
Myself. So I do what I do, right?
Absolutely.
As soon as I do what I do, me personally, the weight is off me because I know I've made a wrong right.
Right.
I did wrong. Whether you feel it's wrong or not, it's wrong to me.
Right.
So I've made a wrong right. You know what I mean? Now, worst case, I know he know and I know the world know how I actually feel. Boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
The weight gets lifted off me. Simultaneously, the world like, nah, nigga.
Yeah.
No, sir. Nobody.
It's fact.
It's not gonna happen like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the world is fucking me up or fucking my name up. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Or whatever.
That's
you know
one
what
of the questions. Stay here for a minute because I want you to finish the story.
Okay.
How did you feel right then and there when niggas was like, yo, this nigga backing out the battle? What, yo, come on, man. Like, come on, you fucking up light-skinned nigga. I seen all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How did you feel at that moment when people got upset with you for saying that you're not gonna go back and forth with him? How did you feel?
Well, first you got to think it was that night. With that night, I had my own homeboys.
Right.
Like I had people that was close to me. Some niggas like, yo, bro, I get it. I respect that. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Some niggas like, bro, fuck that. No, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So I already experienced that in real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when they did it to me, when they hit me with that, and I appreciate them telling me the truth, you know, whoever did, but it's like when they hit me with it, I'm chilling. I didn't give a fuck. Like because I knew in my heart I did what was right for me.
And it means more coming from that.
That's pretty crazy, bro. Like, not only did he not hit up Drake or anything like that, but it sounds like he didn't even tell his immediate team that he was going to apologize that night. He only told his girl. I'm sure he had to tell Ibrahim. He must have told him. But it seems like for the rest of the people, even his immediate team, they found out like the same way that we did. Right?
And then social or whatever.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. However, what I will say is, like, to your point, when the world start giving me them hands,
right,
my reaction was I still felt like, nah, like I'm secure in my decision and what I did. But of course, over time, when niggas like, nah, this nigga's over.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's over. The ego and the fear creeps in some. It wasn't dominant, but I did feel it there where it was like, oh shit, like did I fuck up? You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's not a dominant feeling because ultimately I always lean back on the fact that like, no, nigga, like I got a strong belief in God and I feel like we know how it feels when it's God,
right, and
we know how it feels when it's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know that like, yo, I'm moving off the feeling that I feel like aligns with that, with you know what I mean? And as long as I did that and I made the decision from that place, then I gotta remember.
I don't know, man. Cole, you know, he's obviously done a lot of work on himself and stuff like that, right? But he still seems to get caught up often with the perception of the fans and the media. Because I remember from the Inevitable podcast, it was around the time of Born Sinner where he explained that when he dropped that album, he was constantly on Twitter and in the YouTube comments and on the blogs and like reading negative shit about himself, right? And it like damn near destroyed him. So for Forest Hills Drive, he cut off all social media, everything. He stopped doing that, right? And that served him well. I think it could serve a lot of us well, right? Cutting those things off. But it does seem like he returned back to it. And he not only did he return back to it during the battle, before like that, and after like that, and then after his diss, he's checking it, and then after his apology, he's checking it. So either way, all those steps, he's still taking into the account, like he's still letting what the public is saying bother him, right? And it's kind of the opposite of what he's explaining. Like, I think it's pretty much impossible. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would say it's really difficult to entirely stop caring what people think. Like, a lot of people say that, like, oh, I don't care what anyone thinks. Most people do. I think it's just like human nature, right? As much work as he's done on himself, he still seems to care a little bit.
Remember that, like, yo, okay,
Right.
There's actually a bigger plan. There's a bigger purpose.
Right.
So it's like I got homeboys, damn near everybody on my side want to crash out. You know what I mean? Like,
get it.
And, yo, niggas talking crazy on, man, it's the internet. But they like, yo, niggas talking crazy. I don't like this shit. And I had to really tell everybody like, yo, bro, don't say nothing. I appreciate it because you love me.
Right.
And you want to go out there and ride for me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You see niggas talking crazy. And it's the worst to them because it's like, nigga, I know you.
Right.
And you be begging niggas to get in shows, coming to the parties, boom, boom. Now all of a sudden you got some shit to say. They got real problems and they want to crash out on people. And I'm telling them like, no, like let me walk through this. Like, let me, whatever the world is got for me, whatever they got to say for me, let me take it. And let me remember or remember that that's not even me. Like, who I actually am, on the inside, I'm damn sure not J. Cole. I'm damn near not even Jermaine on the inside. We all are connected to something higher. Right. So what's a name? It's an identity. What's a reputation? It's just a story that somebody tell about you. Right. So it's really just my ego that's afraid that like, oh, my reputation is gonna get fucked up. Oh, they're not gonna think this about me no more. Who gives a like? Let me remember or learn. Who gives a fuck what they actually think? Right. You know what I mean? Like it's not even you that they talking about. And if it is, so fucking what? So I'm like, yo, don't say nothing. Let me walk through this. So I spent the next amount of time.
Like I could totally relate to what he's talking about myself, man, because like I've had people online call me racist and stuff like this, right? And it's like that really bothered me in the beginning because it's like one of the most disgusting things to be called, right? Especially when you're nothing like that. But at the end of the day, like even with my therapist, I've talked about this many times where she's like, they don't know you, Matt. They don't know anything about you. They don't know you at all. They're strangers, right? So it's I think anyone who's in the public eye deals with this. It's a tough situation to be in. It's tough. And it's really hard not to respond, too.
Walking through it mentally. Like, still feeling at peace with my decision, but now knowing I gotta work through the mental test that comes with the world fucking my name up or fucking me up. Right. And you know, and that led me to, that's the blessing. Oh, I started this conversation by telling you, it's a long conversation, but
take your time, bro.
I started this conversation by telling you how much of a blessing that situation was for me. Right. Now let me tell you why. Okay. In the middle of the world, fucking me up. Like, it's over for this nigga. Nah, I never look at this nigga the same. Nah, you don't do that, boom, boom, boom. Right. Yo, I always knew that nigga was such and such, boom, boom, boom. In the middle of the world doing that, I'm having these conversations with myself. I got to get off. At that time, it was like I had crept back on, I think around the time the Kendrick shit dropped or the Kendrick and Future shit, and then my shit. I'm back reading comments, what niggas are saying. I realized quickly, like, okay, I got to get the fuck off of that. Yeah. Get off IG. Right. And YouTube, my most used app. That's why I've been fucking with y'all for a minute, because it's like, yo, I was seeing that shit on IG and on YouTube. Yep. But on YouTube, every other post was my name. I was like, yo, I had to get off YouTube. So one, I had to separate myself from that, knowing the world is fucking me up. Right. And I had to have this conversation with myself. And this was the conversation. All right, right now, the world is shitting on your name. Okay. Whatever you think you've built, you know what I mean? The world got something to say about you, you know what I mean? And boom, boom. How you feel about that? I mean, shit, it don't feel great, you know what I mean? But like, you know, whatever I'm saying to myself. Then the question is like, can you control any of that? Can you control what anybody says or thinks about you? You know what I mean? Can you do that? Of course, the answer I'm telling myself is like, oh, no, I can't control that. Right. Okay, then. Let me ask you another question. This is me talking to myself.
Talking to yourself.
Let me ask you another question. Why did you ever do this in the first place? Like, did you ever do this? Did you ever put a pen to the paper, make a beat, record a song because you wanted people that you didn't know to always have great things to say about you? Like, is that why you did this? Nah, that's not why I did this. Right. So why did you do this ever? Why did you ever do this in the first place? Right. Oh, I did this in the first place because I loved it. Like the second I start rapping, the first rhyme I wrote, the first beat I made, I felt.
He's speaking real shit here, though. I really like what he's saying here. Everything he's saying here is clutch. Like he's talking his shit.
in love with it. Like I sat in that same chair you see on the album cover. I wrote my first song there. I must have sat in that spot for 7 hours. I made the beat. I must have sat in that chair in my crib on my mom and my stepfather's stereo system. I must have sat for the first time for 7 hours. Imagine being 14, 15, sitting in a chair for 7 hours and you not watching TV or playing a game. You know what I mean? I'm writing a song.
Right.
They're like, oh, I did that and those types of things because I loved it. Aha, you did it because you loved it. Let me ask you a question. Do you love it right now? Do you currently love it right now? I'm like, yeah, I think I love it. Do you? Then I'm like, oh, shit. It's like, yo, listen to how you talking about your own album you about to put out.
Right.
Look how you been talking about this shit.
Right.
Like, this how you want to go out? You don't listen to music no more. You don't play this shit no more. You know what I mean? I got kids now. Yeah. The shit that I came up on, you know what I mean? Right. I don't play that shit around my kids. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
I'm grateful that my parents didn't give a fuck what I listened to or what they played around me, but I'm not gonna do that. So it's like, I don't experience this shit on a regular basis no more. And like, yo, look how you talking about this album you were working on for 8 years. Man, let's just get this shit the fuck out.
Right.
Let's just put this shit out, man, and be done with it.
Right.
And then
No, I see people saying in the chat he's not talking about nothing, he's saying nothing, but this part here I think is important, right? I think it's important to ask yourself questions like to yourself why you did something and to get to the root of it, right? That's important.
Question was, that's how you want to go out? That's how you want to drop this album? That's how you want to drop your last album? If this is your last album, that's how you want to put it out?
Right.
Like, nah. Well, how do you want to, what you want to feel like? I don't want to feel like this. I can't write a fucking rap to save my life. Like, that's how you want to go out? And like, nah, I want to go out. When I put this shit out, I want to be in love with this shit. Like, I want to be feeling like I damn near could go do 3 more albums. Like, I want to feel like excited and proud to put this shit out. I don't want to be over it.
Right.
Like, all right then. So what, can you control that? You can't control what people are saying.
Right.
But can you control how you feel about what it is that you do?
Right.
And so when I say it was the biggest blessing, it was because in that moment, I'm like, oh, yeah, I can control that. I can control, it's like a relationship. Like when you're in a relationship,
absolutely.
It's like, if I'm in a relationship with a woman and it's like, I can pretend like, man, we just grew apart, this shit ain't there no more. Really, you stop doing the things that breed love with this woman. You know what I mean?
It's a really easy philosophy, right? Like, you can only control what you can control, right? Like whatever's outside of your control, you can't control. It sounds easy, but for most people, it's not easy to follow, right? It's easier said than done to do that.
And y'all stop doing the things that breed love with each other. And you just say you fell out of love. Well, really, you stop doing love. Like, love is like out of like spending time, listening to somebody. You know what I mean? Like it's an active thing. So from that day forward, when I had that conversation with myself, I'm like, oh, I get it. And I just immersed myself back in this shit that I love. And I started telling people that summer, I was like, damn, nigga, I feel like I'm 16 years old again. Like, I was madly in love with this shit, and then my pen got on fire. Like, from that day forward. And that's what started my next journey. And the reason why I say it was the biggest blessing is because, like, the way I feel now, putting that album out, versus how I would have felt 2 years ago, even with the album in the form that it was, night and day. Like, nigga, I ride around playing this shit.
Right.
Still to the, like, yesterday I had to drive an hour to Fayetteville. Yeah. Nigga, I'm playing this shit the whole way. I'm rapping my shit. I'm a fan.
You got to be mad proud of the work that you did to actually listen to your own work that much. Like, yeah.
This shit.
Right.
And that's a blessing because 2 years ago, it was, man, let's get this shit out of here. So I know that's long-winded, but.
No, I get it.
I mean?
Trust me, because just as a writer, you go through writer's block, especially when you're as good as you are. It's hard to compete with your last great project. You get what I'm saying? And everything you explain makes a lot of sense. Like, you got to be true to you before. And do you think it's spiraled out of control?
So this is the big part of the interview here, chat. Now, like, a lot of you guys probably saw the clips that they used to promote this interview, and I do think Cam Revolt, the staff, whoever he's got in charge of promoting this interview, did a great job because they picked the perfect clips to have people like us so engaged with watching it, right? So shout out to them. But this is the part where he's going to be giving his take on Kendrick and Drake and the battle itself between them, right? So let's check it out.
How do you feel? Because I know both of these.
I feel like it's weird for me because,
Right, it's
because I damn near feel like the only person in the world. And of course, I don't know if this is true or not, but when I really analyze the situation, I'm like, damn, I feel like the only person in the world. It's almost like it's a much more mild example, but it's the only way I could think about it. I'm like, I think of Dale Curry. Like, imagine Seth Curry was the star basketball player for whoever the team he was on, the Hornets.
Right.
And then Steph was the star player for the Warriors, and they met in the finals.
Right.
And then Dale has to watch, like, he has to watch this battle. And somebody got to come out a quote unquote loser. Somebody got to come out a winner. It's like, I'm the world right away. The world became like politics. You either Democrat or Republican. You either Kendrick or you Drake, and you you got to pick a side. Boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways, damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say did it get out of hand, it's like creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's definitely not my place to say. I'm a nigga that apologized. So it's not my place to come in and say like, oh, such and such shouldn't have said boom, 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 boom. Like, that's not my place. But I think the out of hand that I think is like world reaction, specifically like to me it's like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity to like either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time, or just like pile on.
That's a fact.
And tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great or as if he's not fucking amazing or stellar. It's like, yo, if you want to keep it, if you really want to keep it hip hop and boom boom, nigga, judge it on the merits of the battle.
Right.
Don't discredit. You know what I mean? And I feel like it was a whole campaign, and probably still is to this day.
Right.
Of like belittling and tearing down what this dude built as if it was some shit we have never seen.
That's
you know what I mean? So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird, and they're gonna make headlines out of this. You know what I mean? And like and you know, and then the internet and the people that feed into the fucking algorithms and get money off of clicks or just like pray to get attention off shit they say, they're gonna take this and run with it. But it's really the truth. It's like I root for both of these niggas.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's weird because to see.
I understand what he's talking about, right? Because if you put a bit of human emotion into it and like try to put yourself in his shoes, like it makes sense, right? He's cool with both of them, but I just don't think with the way the situation played out that it's almost like you either pick a side with one guy or the other, or you lose the friendship with both of them if you try to play at Switzerland, which seems to be what happened, right? Now, maybe over the course of the years, this might be the best thing for him because he kept it neutral. I think the door is still open for him to be cool with Kendrick, and the door is still open for him to be cool with Drake. I think those relationships probably will come back together at some point. Had he picked a side, well, you're burning a bridge with one or the other for life, pretty much, right? So I think in time, I think it'll be probably the best decision for him and his friendship with both of them.
To see a moment that Kendrick had, it's like, I'm like, oh my God. Quietly, I'm like, it's weird to say. Because if I'm Drake and I hear this, I'm going to feel away. But I'm going to come back and tell the other truth later, which is like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl.
The Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. You know what I mean? Of like, oh nigga, like, wow.
Right.
Like, and I know it's deserved and he handles it so well. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, when I say that, I'm like, but I also hate that for Drake. Right. Because the word, like you see the shit with the at the Grammys when the dude hosted, had some shit to say to Kendrick about the light. Oh yeah, the last time you did something to a light skin. I hate that. I'm like, bro, I hate that for him, and I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy. Right. Like, I hope this nigga's in his bag, and I hope he boom, 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 boom. Simultaneously, I feel that way about both niggas. So I did get conflicted at times in the battle because I'm like, but But creatively, that's not my place.
Right.
But as a critic of like culture, which that word is fucking weird because it's like, nigga, this shit is algorithm based, nigga. This shit is paid campaigns on niggas,
right?
Positive or negative. But
I've been saying that too, bro. Like the culture buzzword, it's like used as, for example, right? Jack Harlow's album just came out, right? And like the biggest voices in the culture spent so much time talking about Jack Harlow's album, hating on it, gatekeeping the fact that it was out, right? So much time, so much conversation around that album. And they barely even talked about Baby Keem's album. So it's like you got a bunch of 40-year-old men, 40-plus-year-old podcasters, men, whatever, standing at this hip-hop gate and they're guarding it with their life and they're screaming and yelling and like, no one could come in. And then it's like, okay, that's fine. You're protecting the gate. You're gatekeeping. But then the people behind the gate, like Baby Keem or whoever, you're not even supporting them. You're not even supporting the people that's behind the gate. Like, so the whole thing turns into content, like he's talking about. It's like the culture buzzword is just content. It's just a way to cause division. It's a way to hate. It's a way to get money. It's a way to get clicks. Now, I'm not saying I agree with what Jack Harlow did, but he's a very good example of how people are using this culture buzzword to hate and divide just for a paycheck. Like, think about all the music that comes out. Think about all the albums that have dropped that no one talks about. None of these guys talk about. Right? So, like, it really kind of grinds my gears a bit because people will talk about academics and he runs a gossip channel and he's terrible and he's toxic and, you know, I don't agree with the war on Chirac, but that was so long ago, and I think he's talked about how he regrets it too. But when you really strip everything back, bro, most of these guys are doing the exact same thing as academics. It's all, the meta is gossip. Unless you're sitting down and reviewing music, which is, I would say, 2% of hip-hop media really, really dives into music, and at the end of the day, they'll have 90% drama and then sprinkle in 10% of music and then try and claim that they're superior to what academics does. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And honestly, if you do watch academics, he doesn't get enough credit for this, but his knowledge of the music business is extensive. Like, you know, a few streams ago, he was on Paint and he was explaining how all these things work in the music business and Spotify and the streaming and the split shares. And he's great at that. So a lot of his streams are educational. So to say that he has no value is false. Is false, right? Anyway.
Criticism on the culture is like, ew. Like, I hate what y'all try to do to this man.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And I hope y'all fail. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to see y'all fail. So it's like, I hate to speak on it because it's like, I know they're going to take it a certain way, but that's genuinely my truth. You know what I mean? Like, that's genuinely my truth.
Right. You just told us how you feel about them being artists. And I don't know Kendrick, a big fan of his music, but Drake's my man. So I totally feel exactly how you feel, what you just said. And it was a good moment for Kendrick, like you said. I like his music too, I'm a fan, but as Drake being my friend, it was fucked up.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. So, and so if I put myself in Drake's shoes, even to hear me say, like, I'm happy for Kendrick in a sense. I would, if I'm him, I'm gonna feel like.
It's funny because like what Cole just mentioned when he said, it's not about the culture, it's the fucking algorithm. I had a tweet about that. I had a viral tweet about that about almost a year ago. I made that exact statement. I was like, none of this is being done for the culture. It's all for the algorithm. It's what puts food on people's plates. It's how people get paid. Right?
Damn, nigga.
Right.
But I love this nigga too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't like that he's doing it with a whole crowd like shitting on you. I don't like that. You know what I mean? But But shit, that's not my place to necessarily judge. And if that's how he felt, he had to go with it. You also engaged at the same time. You know what I mean? But I absolutely hate and have always hated how they try to like do that to him. And I genuinely pray. It's like, nigga, I'm a fan waiting. Like, I be telling Eve, like, man, I hope this Iceman shit go crazy, and I hope he kills that shit.
That's so, personally, where you at with them friendship-wise today?
I'm in the
Like, you know, is anybody in 2026 that don't believe that maybe there might have been like something going on behind the scenes with Drake and the label? Like when you look at what happened with MJ, look at some of our biggest stars throughout the years and what they've accused labels of doing. And it's like people will buy into those sort of conspiracy theories for them, but because it's Drake and people love to hate on him, no, that's not possible for Drake. There's no campaign. There's no one conspiring against him. To me, if you're in 2026, bro, and you can't acknowledge that there had to be some sort of play in motion against Drake, then you're delusional. You're living on a different planet. You're living on a different planet if you don't believe that. It's obvious. It's obvious.
same place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not going to act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. But that's just, you know, that's me not knowing where they at.
Right.
Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like I be wanting to shoot off a text. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna lie, but even saying that on a mic is kind of lame to me. But it's just it is my truth. You know what I mean?
It is what it is. Absolutely. Look, my sister Taylor, she loves you. She was actually on vacation. Where was you at, Taylor?
I was in St. Lucia.
She was in St.
So, yo, chat, I just got to have a quick piss. I'll be right back in like 1 minute, 2 minutes tops. I'm just going to let this play, but I'll be right back, so don't go anywhere.
Lucia. She cut her vacation short to come back to see you. And I'd say, you know what? She knows more about you probably than any of your fans. So I told her she could ask you a few questions. And she made it back from St. Lucia. I don't know what hurricane she flew through or how she got here, but she said her last 24 hours was hell.
Damn.
Getting here just to meet you, because she's been to Dreamville. She's flew to North Carolina to see your concerts.
I appreciate
so
that.
on and so forth. So Taylor, a few questions, knock them out from coming from one of your number one fans.
Listen, before we get into the questions, first off, thank you. 2014 Forest Hills Drives really means like a lot to me for a multitude of reasons, and I'm sure you get that all the time. But also thank you to you for allowing this opportunity.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, definitely last 24 hours. If I didn't get off that island 24 hours ago, I would have been stuck there till Friday. So.
And you came just so you could be here for this? You cut it short?
Listen,
Man.
I made mountains move just
I really
for this.
appreciate that.
I really appreciate you too.
Thank
But great interview so far, and I just want to kind of go back on some of the things that you spoke on, especially with writing. Okay. I know in 2021, when you left Rock Nation, you acquired your master's. Mm-hmm. How has your writing process been? Maybe it changed for you since?
Just like that, chat. I'm back. So what do you guys think about this interview? Like, I feel like he did add some new things in there outside of the clips. I do think he tried to explain the best that he could, you know, why he did the apology. But, you know, I think people are just going to say that they have more questions, right? But I feel like Cole, at this point, after this interview, I don't think he needs to speak about this again. He really went into detail about how he felt from the Like That verse. He went into why he did 7 Minute Drill and the fact that he was what we expected, right? He got caught up in the moment. He got caught up in the moment and the fans, right? He makes the record, puts it out, immediately sees the discourse. Where he's right, where, you know, he put something pretty personal in there by claiming that Kendrick, he's taking shots at his discography, right? And like I said, the minute you do that, he should have known that people are very passionate about To Pimp a Butterfly. I know some people don't like it, but a lot of people do. It's a really critically acclaimed album. And you know, he's seeing the discourse from the people, but he's seeing people defend Kendrick and get pissed off at him, because at the time I remember seeing people on the timeline being like in favor of Kendrick. Well, Kendrick's got a way better discography than you. And then they're hating on Cole. But the other side of it was the Drake and Cole fans were saying things like they were actually supporting it and shitting on To Pimp a Butterfly and shitting on Mr. Morale. And you know, so he kind of fed that, right? So once he sees all that happen, then he starts to reflect and realizes what he had done. And he apologizes, right? I think he made it pretty clear. So that kind of, I think he did a pretty good job of explaining why he apologized, what was going through his head at the time. He led us into some personal stuff with his family. To me, I understand why he did it, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I got a couple super chats here to get to. Let me see here. So I appreciate everyone for the super chats. $4.99 from Bozo Boy. We really got to wait on Drake to speak the real and plainly. Kendrick don't talk and Cole give bullshit answers. It's got to be between Kendrick and Drake. I think you're right that Kendrick doesn't really. He's not a big interview guy. He's not a big talker. I think the thing with Kendrick that puts mystique around him is the fact that he talks through the music, right? So if you're going to hear anything from Kendrick, it might not be in an interview, but it might be in the music. He might reflect on the battle. He might reflect on... I do think eventually Kendrick will... I think he will reflect on the ramifications of the battle, because I don't think Kendrick or Drake expected this ripple effect that it's had with hip-hop. It kind of fucked up hip-hop, if we're being honest. It definitely messed with hip-hop media discussions. Like, it kind of messed things up for other artists. Like, I mean, look at... We're 2 years removed, and again, every other week, this is still the biggest topic. It's really... It's kind of absorbed all the attention. So it's done some bad. It's done some harm to hip hop. $4.99 from Jeremy Cole. Thank you, bro. He said he'd be working on an album for 8 to 10 years. Features could have been done before first person shooter, and then he changed his mind. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right that Kendrick did. He did the features beforehand. He could have had them for a long time. $8 from Grant Aker. Thank you, bro. J. Cole featuring Kendrick and Drake on It's a Boy album will be legendary. Don't know if it's going to happen. But I agree. I think it would be a good thing for Cole to have a feature from both of them, but he might have burned a bridge with two of them. Who knows? Scorched Gym Socks with the $4.99. Thank you. Drake coming off tour solo versus 5+ artists, had health issues ongoing at the time, and still holding his own with push-ups. Family Matters is a crazy feat. I mean, hey, he jumped in there. He wasn't afraid to battle, right? Cass C with the 666. So all those subliminal shots were nothing. J Choke. Yeah, no, that's something he's never gonna get away from it, right? $3 from a guy Lodge Tap. No, because online isn't real life, and he just sold 300K. Facts. You're 100% right, bro. Like, this seems way bigger than it is, but I'm sure when Cole went outside and he's traveling around his Honda, he's looking at the look on people's faces when they meet him and how crazy they are. He's meeting people with entire discographies of his on vinyl, and like they're going crazy. Yeah, I'm sure that felt pretty good for him to realize that, and he probably needed that too, right? Because when you see the internet, you think that the whole world hates you. Then you go outside and it's not the case. $2 from Multi M335. Drake stunting and Chris Brown weakest link. I'll take a picture of that and get to those before the stream. Before the stream ends. With that said, let's look at the Twitter community really quick and see if anyone put anything in there for us to review. And just so you know, anyone who's watching, please, if you have a topic or anything in particular that you want me to react to or talk about on the stream, you need to go to the What's the Dirt Twitter community, put it in there, and we can talk about it. Let's see what we got. So for today, 5 minutes ago, Chocolate Soul. I have a theory about the Drake and Kendrick beef that exploded into multiple diss tracks in 2024 and whether it was coordinated. I think Cat Williams knew that the Kendrick-Drake war was coming before it happened. The timeline is honestly wild. On January 3rd, Cat Williams appears on Club Shay Shay and makes a bold claim. 2024 is the year all lies will be exposed. I remember that. Oh, let me share my screen here. Wrong screen. 2024 is the year all lies will be exposed. Big deviants are going to catch hell all the time. It sounded like classic Cat Williams. Oh, I don't want to open DaVinci Resolve. What am I doing here? No. Close that. Over the next 3 months, the industry erupts. Kendrick, Drake, war, the Diddy situation exploding, renewed Epstein. Exactly the type of truth exposure Cat hinted at. But here's the strange detail. January 3rd, 2024, the exact same day, Metro Boomin reacts to the interview on X and calls it a classic 5 mic album. That might seem random, but Metro would soon help detonate the biggest rap battle in years. March 22nd, Future and Metro Boomin. That's a source reference though, right? Metro and Boomin do their We Don't Trust You. They got to like that. Fuck the Big Three. This was a direct response to J. Cole. Drake and Kendrick trade. Okay. On Meet the Grams, he raps, Cat Williams gave you his truth, so I'm going to give mine. That's Kendrick explicitly referencing Cat Williams during the Drake battle. It wasn't just once. Lamar later in 2024, Kendrick dropped Whacked Out Murals and on GNX and makes another Cat reference. Make Cat Williams and them proud. The truth about to get loud. 2 songs, same year, also Who Is and Them. So naturally the question is, how connected are Kendrick and Cat Williams? Perhaps they're closer than most people realize. Cat has said he knew Kendrick since he was Kendrick Duckworth, carrying notebooks around. He called them kindred spirits. Now, here's the most important part people missed. July 10th on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, Cat talks about the Kendrick versus Drake battle. And he explains Kendrick's strategy in a very interesting detail. According to Cat, Kendrick was intentionally vicious in the battle to make the message loud and accurate. He praised Kendrick for performing Not Like Us in Toronto and called it standing on business, even though we all saw him scurry out of the 6 with protection. When the host suggested Kendrick might be a hater, Cat pushed back and said that Kendrick doesn't hate Drake, but rather he hates the choices that Drake makes. He said this is as though he had firsthand knowledge of Kendrick's thinking. The way Cat explained Kendrick's mindset, it didn't seem like speculation. Sounded like someone who already understood what the mission was. I mean, I could see where you're going, but right now it's kind of hearsay, right? Let me see. January 24, Cat said all laws are exposed, and 3 months later, all this happens. Reactors who appeared to be neutral just days, weeks before suddenly turn very anti-Drake. See, I'm not subscribing to any of the reactors really being paid to slander Drake. Like that part I don't think happened. Like most people who covered the battle, I feel like they were going to cover it anyway. And I think the reason why they switched, like a lot of people switched their opinions on it, was simply because people are pussies and they just go with whatever they see online. So the fact that the internet, Twitter, whether it was bots or whatever, was very much in favor of Kendrick, that was enough for people to change their opinions who were reacting because they want to go with the popular narrative and not their own. So that happens. That I think they were influenced by what they were seeing online. Funny business occurs at DSPs. I feel like Drake's music is being frozen out. I mean, all these things are kind of conspiracies, but it's an interesting thing, Chocolate Soul. It's an interesting thing, right? It's an interesting thing. Thanks for the thing. Rye B. The fact that we haven't had a notable wave of rappers since 2016 is actually sad. What is going to take to turn around? I remember looking at this list at the time, and I remember watching the freestyle and being like, most of these dudes are trash. I remember. Because, like, you got to understand, I'm an older generation. So to me, like Lil Yachty, Lil Dicky, Designer, Lil Uzi, like Dave East is nice, Denzel Curry's nice, G Herbo. Wasn't big on Kodak. Wasn't even crazy about 21 all that much. Like, to me, at first, I thought this was the worst XL. Like, up to that point, I thought this was the worst double XL freshman list ever. But now, in hindsight, looking back, a lot of these artists grew on me, right? Like, I like Lil Uzi Vert. Dave East is probably my favorite on here, to be honest. Denzel Curry I like G Herbo. I do like Kodak. I love 21 Savage. So these guys all grew on me after. And now I look back and say, compared to the double XL freshman covers we get now, this is amazing. This is great. You say it was a plan and setup. Look, if what he's talking about is true, it wouldn't be that hard to prove. If all these reactors were paid off and shit like people are talking about, it wouldn't be that hard to. But I don't think that happened. I don't think that happened. Personally. Have you looked? Okay, so that's it for the community. I do have one reaction I got to get to beforehand here. Okay. Okay, chat, I want you to rank what you think of this record at a 1 out of 10. This is a member of the channel. We're just going to play one of his songs real quick. You guys tell me in the chat between 1 and 10 what you think of the music. Okay? So this is my guy, Rotimi. And he wants me to react to his track called Die Alone. So I'm going to bring that up. Rotimi, Die Alone. Let me see here. Rotimi, Die Alone. Let me see something here, chat. This is my guy, Big Ayo, actually. This is Die Alone. I want you guys to let me know in the chat what you think it is. All right? Give me a 1 out of 10. This is called Die Alone. It's by Big Ayo and Don Weiss. And we're going to run it right here. He just put this out. So let's listen. This is Die Alone.
They say you gotta die alone, but we might share a coffin. Me and the money got an understanding. Van Luther, I keep it, still be coaching. You a pride student. My bars been had another caps, you gotta rewind through it. They keep ignoring, but can't one day you gon' regret, stupid. I can go to this and line out like I'm Bo Hussein. I don't be liking when she fickle with a sudden mood swing. I can wang something in there like you gon' kill. Who cares?
Yeah, look. You It's taking a while. It's taking a while. Shit on niggas with vows. I'ma take it a trial. If I'm keeping it P and you keeping it P, then I fuck with your style. She in love with a G. Shorty fuck with a mom.
I feel like Big A.O. is a standout. Like the first guy I wasn't big on, the Don Wee. Like I feel like Big A.O. sounds pretty good though.
Nigga fuck the instructions. I don't fuck with the law. Nigga give me the ticket. Or don't give me at all. I ain't doing no long distance. I ain't doing no more wishing. I ain't doing no more talking. I ain't doing no competition.
I can attend to that. Nope. She attend to that. Niggas be acting strange and things happen long and sharp. No a cracker. He think he black. Call him boy.
This guy's kind of on that yeet type beat type Playboy Cardi type of sound, right?
Colligated Adams. Every time when I'm having Sprite and I'm along this body, why you calling it real? These are more than caps. I ain't sipping on no more green. My intent on track. I'm going for that. Alright.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't really like the second guy as much. You say Cardi clone? There's a lot of them. I don't like the second guy as much, but I think Big A.O. sounds a lot better than Don Wee.
They say you gotta die alone, but we might share a coffin. Me and the money got an understanding. Van Luther, I keep it, still be coaching. You a Pratt student. My bars done had another caps, you gotta rewind through it. They keep ignoring, but can't one day you gon' regret, stupid. I could go the distance, long my like I'm Bo Hussein. I don't be liking when she.
Yes, Rouse 1-2-2-1 on kick. Definitely some Lil Yachty influence too. I could see that for sure.
Where the sun and moon swing, I can wax on and like you gon' kill. Who cares?
Hey, 2026, I need me a mansion in the sticks. I might just go on cop a stick and put some switches on the blick. I need me a rolling presidential. AMG is so essential. I put some dirty in my water. I might fuck around and hit your daughter. I might just look. Shit, I roll with some niggas. They doing the most. If you niggas be talking, we hitting you up and we moving the post. Yeah, man, you niggas be ducky. All you niggas be lucky. All my little niggas chucky. All my little bitty love.
You gotta die alone, but we might share a coffin. Me and the money got an understanding. Van Luther, I keep it, still be coaching. You a Pratt student. My bars done had another caps, you gotta rewind through it. They keep ignoring, but can't one day.
So what do you guys think of the track? I honestly, out of all the tracks that I've played from him, this is the one that is my least favorite from them. I don't know if it's because of the Don Wee guy or what it is, but Big A.O. has potential. You say the beat is hot, but it reminds me of Yeet. Watered Down, Destroy Lonely. Yeah, Destroy Lonely's got a big vibe too. Hip Hop Critic says it's all right. It ain't bad. No, it's like I don't think it's there's way worse out there. Drake and Kendrick would sound bad with horrible production. You guys think you don't like the production? Needs better mixing. How can I get my song on your channel? So we have a thing. There's a membership tier. If you go under memberships, there's two tiers. One is general support, which is like I think $3.99, just to support the channel, and you can watch the streams back for the members. And the other one is for artists, and it's $50 a month, and I'll react to whatever song that you want on stream, right? So this is a member. Big A.O. has been a member for 2 months now. So I think this is the 4th or 5th song. I gave him a few extras because usually I only do one. But, yeah, you say less than booty, booty, booty. The beat needs some variation. Yeah. So shout out to Big A.O. We can run one other one, but this one, I'm going to try this one. Smigolinio freestyle. This one's just with Big A.O. himself. So let's just run that for a second and see what it sounds like.
Hey, right, yeah. Just came from the studio to the studio. Most improved and MVP in the same year, dog. Facts. Real talk. Yeah. 3-0 to the real 6, you know. Hey. I told them I got it, they told me I don't. It's taking a while. The fest that he watching, the streets that he watching. We take it a trial. I wanted a slice, wanted more than a piece, wanted more than a while. My name in the lights and my name in the streets. Wanted more than a star on the walk of fame. Libby bitch in a walk of shame. She know all of you niggas, it's all the same. Shit, that's the reason they call my name and my city.
Now this is way better than the last one. Way better.
Harder than T.O. She don't wanna believe I'm a Leo. Leonardo, I'm so DiCaprio. From the 6 and I'm talking about 3-0. I'm the 1 and the 2, I'm the Neo. Used to wanna be O to the VO. Till I turn into who Ronaldinho. I don't care about who's Miguelino. I don't care about who in the Lido. Moving bars in this bitch like a kilo. She got ice in.
He's kind of smoking this one, not gonna lie. He's kind of smoking. You just say his voice. No, I like his voice actually.
Been on a D-Lo. Kind of reasoning, bitch, like I'm Neo. Like I'm Neo.
I think the mixing does need some work, though. You're right. The mixing does need some work, but people say the Drake influence. Yeah, there's Drake influence for sure. But way better than the last one, for sure.
I told them I got it, they told me I don't. It's taking a while. What's up? The facts that they watching, the streets that they watching. We taking a trial. I wanted a slice, wanted more than a piece. Wanted more than a while. And my name in the lights and my name in the streets. Wanted more than a star. I got an appetite for real. I'm the king of the jungle. It's time to kill. Put my name in the jumble, the lights for real. Cause I've been rumbling my life for real. Shit, my daddy and mama like Ike for real. Tina Turner on the mic for real. I'm Timmy Turner, nigga, I'm for real. I'm the hardest to kill, no time to kill. Part of the problem is time for real. Cause I love my bitches the same for real.
I definitely think he's got some potential. But yeah, I agree with you guys that it could be mixed better. Let's see. It needs to smooth out a bit. The mix needs a lot of work. Yeah, I agree with that much. Definitely way better than the previous. Beat is tough. This is actually dope. It's gritty, but it's fire. I'm going to add this to my song on my IG story. Do it up, man. Definitely support him, for sure. Definitely support him. Definitely go follow him on Spotify, right? Just type in Big Ayo. Show him some support. All right, we good on this. But yeah, with that said, shout out to Big Ayo. And like I said, if anyone wants to become a member and get their music platform on the channel, I think if anything, it's good to see the feedback from the chat almost as much as it is from me, because you're getting a nice sample of people and they're telling you how they really feel about your music. So I think that's more valuable than anything that I say, right? Right? So shout out to Big Ayo one more time. Now, let's just go through one more browse on the Twitter timeline. Let's see if the community got anything new. No, shout out to Chocolate Soul, though, for the theory. Let me see here. Let's go to home and see what the timeline is looking like, Chad. You never know what you're going to get on Twitter, right? I'm assuming Ack has got to be going live soon. StatQuo, former Aftermath rapper and producer, says every time Drake would work on an album, he'd send Kendrick Lamar songs to try and get him on the project, but Kendrick never liked him. Stat also points to Drake publicly championing Baby Keem and trying to get in the studio with him as another sign of the tension between Kendrick and Drake have been there for a long time. He also suggests J. Cole likely deleted 7 Minute Drill because Kendrick may have known things about him behind the scenes that could have surfaced if the battle escalated. You know, like that last part could very well be true. I mean, we just talked about that. We just talked about that on the when we were reacting to the J. Cole interview, that it seems like Cole almost seems scared of what Cole is going to say, of what Kendrick might say. Right? Because Cole even said, I was thinking about even hitting him up and being like, do you really feel the way about what I said? Like, I was kind of just playing around. Seems like he was trying to prevent it, right? So yeah, that's interesting. And we do know that Drake was trying to get working with Baby Keem. That's a fact. And I think StatQuo was probably right about that too. One, Drake probably thought Baby Keem was a dope artist. Very possible. He probably liked him artistically. But two, yeah, he was probably being petty too, because that's Kendrick's cousin, right? But he says Drake would work on an album. He'd send Kendrick Lamar songs to get him on the project. That part I don't know. But now, Stat Quo is definitely someone. He's Stat Quo. So you never know. LeBron rapping 2-6 by Jake. LeBron loves hip hop, bro. He loves hip hop. Huge fan. He's like a hip hop head too. Insider Hub told you the non-digitals were fully AI long ago. Insider told you the songs were. He's talking about the Bully album. He was actually right about the Bully album. Insider Hub a couple weeks back announced that all the physical albums from Bully were AI, and there were a couple people linked to Kanye or Ye, and they were firing back at him and calling him a liar, and they were saying you don't know shit. And it turns out today those exact same people ended up admitting that all these physicals are AI. So that guy was right. This guy is somebody. He is. Insider told you there will be less AI on the digital version. Told you some features. Insider bullied the bullies into this. I got to give it to him, man. I got to give it to him. He's been right. He's been right. Okay, yay, Travis Scott, father, drop him with Bully.
Used to live up in the 7. Now I bought 2 streets. OST Luther King Drive. Now it's Malibu Beach.
Honestly, bro, like if you ever get headphones, do not get Beats by Dre. They suck. I've had multiple pairs now. One side stops working. Like one headphone will connect. They don't charge in the docking station. Those are the Power Beats. I bought the Power Beats twice now, and they're terrible. Certified Jarrett is suspended on Twitter. Ebro addresses J. Cole comments. But yeah, with that said, chat, I think I'll get back to the super chats. And Multi or MCH, I'm going to start my next stream with the 2 songs that you recommended, which will be tomorrow. I'm not going to play them now, but I have them here. So starting with the stream, I'll play 2 of your songs back to back. The Chris Brown one and the Drake one that you requested. I got a mad fucking headache going here. Honestly. But yeah, shout out to the chat. Maybe I'll be back on. I don't know about tonight. I'm hoping Ak is going to stream. But I'm going to hop off again right now. Let's see. Yeah.